Hello everyone, we are so excited. We get to spend a few minutes with a celebrity. Live your dreams, reach for the stars, and break some world records. In Melrose, one of the hottest places in Phoenix, or I like to say, the premier place in Phoenix to be. Hello, we are here with Joe at Joe's Diner, Joe Seriale. Joe Seriale is a favorite on 7th Avenue, just north of Indian School and just south of the canal. Joe, thanks for spending some time with us.
Oh.
We've got a question. Can you share the creation of Joe's Diner with us?
Sure. So, about 15 years ago, I had quit being a chef, and I was taking my 4 kids and my wife camping. I was selling food for one of the broadliners, and so they gave me a dedicated week off, which I wasn't used to as a chef. So we went to California, and north of San Diego is a place called Carlsbad. We go camping there, and I cook camping food. My hunting and camping food's pretty established over the years, and it's like dumbed down catering. So after having gone once or twice, some of the neighbors wanted to join us because they know me from cooking luau's in the neighborhood. And so one year they all got together and said, hey, we'd like to come. And my wife told me about it, and I said, well, that's okay. She goes, oh, they want you to cook. And I said, all right, I can do that. And she goes, well, there's 60 of them. So there was a whole lot of folks, and we had to have some meetings. I had to actually establish menus. Camping, you don't normally do that, but so off we went. And about 3 days into me cooking, they started in on me that I should open a restaurant. Well, I've been in the restaurant business since I was 11, so more than 50 years. And the 4th day, the wife started in. So that year, 2010, we got back from spring break in April, and by August, I was able to open. And we spent 3 years on 16th Street, where the new Miracle Mile is. And the owner went bankrupt, and they leveled the building, and we moved over here to the old South China Buffet.
Cool.
Yeah. So I rehabbed this building, and we've been at it ever since. We opened in 2010 at the old location. We opened here in midsummer of 2013. So we've been cool. 11 years at this location.
Very successful too.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes.
I also want to add, right? You have an extensive, you're just not a cook or something, right? You have extensive training in cooking.
Yes, I have a degree out of the California Culinary Academy.
Right. You're very modest about it. I mean, you've done studies in cooking and stuff, and chefs, and I mean extensive.
Yes, I've been at high-end hotels. I spent a number of years in the high-end industry, the Fairmont, San Francisco, the Boulders. I spent on a yacht. I was on a yacht for a year in the Pacific, and then I spent 6 months in the French West Indies cooking for Club Med. So I've been around the block.
You have a very interesting experience in being a chef and stuff. That's great.
Yeah. Well, I'm a local boy in the sense I'm from Welton, Arizona, outside of Yuma, and there wasn't a lot going on in Welton, so I wanted to see the world, and my degree as a chef helped me to facilitate that. So I got a chance to do some traveling, and it's been a lot of fun. But this is where I belong. I belong in breakfast, and I belong in a local restaurant. My grandmother had a place. That's how I got in so young. And we were the only restaurant in Welton, and so that was where the Kiwanis Club was held. And I started washing dishes at 11 and moved my way up.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Carnation neighborhood loves you.
Oh, thank you. I'm very happy to be here. They are very welcoming, supportive, friendly. I've done really well here in Carnation. I'm so glad that we found this location available.
Joe, people travel miles to come to Joe's Diner for Joe's Pancakes. Tell us, what makes your pancakes special?
Well, I've always thought that part of it was that I'm cooking it and you're not. And I'm cleaning the dishes and you're not. So I think that gives me 20% better right there. Also, I've got a griddle in the back. Actually, I have 2. One of them, though, is 6 foot long, 3 feet deep, and 1 inch thick. And you have a cast iron skillet at your house the size of your face. So I got quite the advantage when it comes to equipment. But in all seriousness, I use a local flour from Bay State out on 99th Avenue.
That's a big thing in Melrose, is local.
Yeah, I'm big on local. I also use a particular buttermilk that has no carrageenan and no modified food starch. Now, those are additives that people use to homogenize the milk, and carrageenan is made from seaweed, and it's what gummy bears are made of. So I don't think that goes well in pancakes, and so I buy a buttermilk that does not have any, a very specific one. And then again, we make it fresh throughout the day. I don't make one batch. I make a batch that makes about 54 pancakes, lasts about an hour and a half, 2 hours, then boom, off to the next batch. So I think
pretty special.
Yeah, I think that scratch, fresh, and local are ingredients that actually you can tell. It winds up being, I mean, the turnout I get on my pancakes, I thought we were going to be a biscuit and gravy restaurant. And I have two kinds of gravy for that, and I have handmade biscuits. But the pancakes were the dark horse. I mean, they came out of nowhere. I've been making them for over 40 years. Who knew they were that big a deal? So it is, it's really charming, though, that folks like my food that much. It really warms my heart, so I appreciate it.
Joe, you recently made the news for attempting to break the world's record for the tallest pancake stack. Can you tell us what inspired you to take on that challenge and the fun of that challenge?
Absolutely. Well, when I first realized the pancakes were that big of a deal, and we moved locations, I started researching the various pancake records. Well, the largest pancake is like over 1,000 pounds, and that's beyond me. But I found that the world's record for the pancake stack is only 3 feet 4 inches. I say only, where in reality that's pretty hard to do. So I thought that was one thing that I could make happen, was I could make a challenge, or I could take a run at that, and I might be able to get close. So I had hired a promoter, and she'd asked me about various projects to help promote the place, and I spoke to her about this, and so she contacted the television stations, and we were off to the races. I had about a week's preparation, and so we took a shot at it. I fell short by a foot. I was at 2 feet 4 inches, and in the process of making the pancakes and stacking them and learning about it and the various rules, I found that my pancakes, which contain butter, are not very good for stacking. They, especially after the butter starts to warm up, it starts to shift the pancake stack. Not something that I have a lot of experience at, but now I'm in better position, so next year I'll probably take the butter out of it and change the flour. We'll take another shot at it. But
that's cool.
Yeah, but I wanted to use my pancakes just to see how we do, and we got to 2 foot 4 inches, which is about almost 50 pounds of pancakes.
It was fun watching you.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was all good-hearted.
What was the experience like with all the news cameras and all the diners and all your patrons watching you?
Well, it was very supportive. I mean, everybody came. I had a lot of folks show up with Joe's Diner shirts on. Everybody ordered pancakes. The cameramen were very nice, and they were very accommodating. And I was glad to see them work amongst themselves as well. One guy's battery was gone. The other one said, "Here, use my battery for your lighting," and that kind of thing. So it was, again, that's the atmosphere here at Joe's Diner, is very friendly and very community oriented, and they fell right into that. So it was a good experience. I'm not a camera guy, but once I forget about the lens, I do a lot better.
Good. So you're looking forward to next year?
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll take a solid shot at it next year. I've gotten the butterflies out of my stomach, and I have a game plan exactly what I'm going to do. And then again, it'll be a revisit with friends. It's just like, this interview's easy because I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
So, and that's really what Joe's Diner is about, is, good food, good service, clean restaurant, reasonable prices, and good fun personalities.
Good. And another thing about it is it inspires people to take on a challenge or do something
Absolutely.
out of their comfort zone.
Absolutely.
To inspire and reach for the stars.
That's it.
And I think that's another aspect of your challenge and what you did.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
So I can safely say the Melrose community sees you as a winner, reaching for the stars and going after your dreams, and inspiring others to do the same.
Absolutely.
So, and having some pancake record fun at the same time. That is so cool.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be good. Next year it'll be better, and we may do it. You know, if I can get to it next year, I might push the limit the year after and try to get higher.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say or speak about?
Come on down.
Let us know.
We are a local scratch restaurant. I make 9 jams and jellies to go with my homemade biscuits. We do 2 gravies. Everything I can possibly come up with that makes sense is made from scratch. And we enjoy that way.
Real comfortable in here.
Yes.
It's a real comfortable restaurant.
It's my living room.
Well, thank you for spending some time with us, Joe.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been fun.
You bet. Have a great day.
Thank you.